Okay. Hello. This is Young Family Taiji Traditional Form, Section 3. And today we are going to do a review of Snake Reach Down and Golden Rooster. And then, since a lot of the subsequent things are repeats from the second section, we're probably going to go a little faster. And I will probably end with Snake spits out its tongue as our new move today. Okay? So what I'm going to do is let's do it from the beginning to the Golden Roosters. And this will probably be the last time I'm going to be doing it from the beginning, because this is a relatively long section. So I'll probably start a little later from the next few classes. Okay? Let me see if I can get this camera to line up better. Okay. So, cross hands. Embrace tiger, return to mountain. Shift right, turn, separate your hands, pull in the right foot, swing, step, brush, strike, roll back, circle your arms, shift your weight back, turn to the side. Sorry about that. Press, push, square up your shoulders. Wow. Push. Diagonal single whip. Shift back, turn, press down, make your hook hand, single whip. Wild horse parts its mane. Shift right, turn your left foot inside the corner. Pull back, pull in the right foot, turn, step and close, shift and open. 2, shift back, ward off with the left, pull with the right, pull in the left foot, step and close, separate and open. 3, shift back, pull left, ward off down right, come in, step and close, turn and open. Transition to grasp the bird's tail. Shift back, turn your right foot to the corner. Shift all the way to the right. Pull in, step and close, turn and separate. Ward off right, shift right, turn the left foot to the corner, pull left, ward off down right, pull in the right foot, step and close, shift weight separate, roll back, turn, shift weight back, turn to the other corner, press, pull in the right, attach the left, expand forward, push, square up your shoulders, flatten your hands, come back over a ball, and push forward. Single whip, shift back, turn, press down, ward off with the left, hook hand with the right, standing ward off step, deflect, strike. Fair lady 1, shift back, turn, second turn, step palms up, passing palm, separate, strike. 2, press down. Five, press down, turn, step and close, separate, strike. 3, press down, step, pull back, everything together, step and open, shift weight, strike. 4, press down, turn, step and close, open, strike and turn the left foot to the side. Transition to grasp the bird's tail. Shift back, hands come into roll back position. Turn right foot toward the corner. All the weight comes to the right, pivot on the left. Step and close. Turn and separate. Right ward off. Shift to the right. Pull and ward off. Step and close. Shift weight, separate. Roll back. Rotate your hands to the corner. Shift your weight back as your hands go to the other corner. Press, pull in the right, attach the left, and expand forward. Push, flatten your hands, come over a ball. Hands come in front of your chest. Push out to shoulder level. Single whip. Shift back, turn, press down, ward off with the left, hook hand with the right, standing ward off step, deflect, strike. Cloud hands, shift right, turn, 1, 2, 3, single whip. Snake creeps down. Turn the right foot to the corner. Come back and forward. Golden rooster stands on one leg. Turn, pull with the left, stand up, 1 up, 1 down. 2, step back, flatten your hand, rotate the left heel, up and down. So I want to do a better review of the snake creeps down and golden rooster. So the thing I would like to emphasize this time is your body orientation. Okay, so if I'm doing golden rooster toward you, let's say that I am at single whip. So when I turn my foot to the corner, once I turn to my foot to the corner, I want you to think about moving kind of in a diagonal direction, because you're going to move this knee toward that corner. Okay, so your first move is going to be toward the corner. Then as you sink down, you're going to pull your left hand toward your shoulder. and you're going to come down and out. So the things to remember are, you want to stay between your feet in both dimensions. So you do not want to be way out here, okay? That is not going down, that is going forward, okay? So when you're coming down, you're coming down. And when you come forward, your hand is making the C shape and you're coming forward. Okay, so snake creeps down gets its name from the idea that your hand is like creeping down your leg. So you should think of it in that dimension. You see what I'm saying? So it's coming on the inside of your leg as you go down. So I should have had you doing like hip exercises before, and I will show you them real quick so that you can do them at home. So the hip exercises that Master Young would like people to do is the ones where you rotate. Okay, so you're going to rotate your hip. And this also helps you for your kicking too, because it helps you stand on one leg, right? And if you kick to the side, you can do it better. All right, so that's one exercise I'd like you guys to do. The other thing is that, are there any questions on Snake Creeps Down before I go into Golden Rooster?
I don't think so.
Okay, so Golden Rooster, one thing I think I might have neglected to mention was also a body motion thing, which is that I want to make sure that your body turns when your leg comes up. So what I mean by that is, if I am at single whip, then I turn and I go into golden, and I go into Snake Creeps Down. When I come back up, okay, I'm going to move this foot back to where it was. So now it looks just like I'm at single whip all over again. Okay, then when I turn my left front foot to the corner, I'm going to pull at the same time. So those two go together. Okay, and as I shift my weight forward, see, my weight was more toward the back so that I could turn, right? Now I'm going to start moving my weight forward. So as I move my weight forward, what happens? The left hand flattens and moves toward the shoulder. The right hand loses the hook hand and comes down to the hip with the fingers facing forward. Okay, so you have three things, you have two things going on. Well, three things going on. Okay, so when you were here in the same position as single whip, one, you're going to do this pull and turn the left foot. Two, you're going to do three things. You're going to shift your weight forward as you flatten your left hand and pull it back, and point your right hand forward at the hip. Then as you come forward, I want you to turn your hips toward the corner. This foot becomes the so-called back foot, right? Remember, whenever you had a stance, your hips follow the back foot. Well, when you have a one-legged stance, that is the ultimate empty stance, right? So you are having your hips follow this foot. So you did a pull. You start moving your weight forward and positioning your hands. Then as you do one up, one down, my hips are now facing the corner, following my back foot. Okay. So you want to make sure that your hips follow your foot so that you're more stable. Okay. So let me show you that one more time. From the single whip position, you're going to pull and turn that left foot. Then as your weight shifts forward, so my knee is facing forward, but my hips are going that way. So if I do it from the side, here, I turn, and then can you see that? Part of the standing is the turning, so that your hips are basically, your hips are 45 degrees from where your leg direction is. Okay, so when I'm doing Golden Rooster, my knee is going that way. So my hips are going that way. And that gives me much more stability. Okay, so let's try it one more time. So from here, pull. Then everything goes toward the center, right? And come up.
So the hips and trunk are facing the corner.
Yes.
And your gaze is facing forward.
It's facing the side, yeah. Same direction as your knee.
Okay, good.
And the second one is easier than the first one because you're not doing it from snake creeps down, right? You're already up. So when you're at this one, if you look at the footwork, what you're doing is just a short step back, right? And then you're going to put your heel down and turn on the heel of the front foot. So why are you turning on the heel of your front foot? You are orienting your hips to the correct direction before you lift up your foot. So if you're here, okay, what happens is you step back, one line, two sides. As you step back, what you're going to do is you're going to turn your heel here. Can you see when I turn my heel, my hips go that way, right? And my knee is in the correct direction that I'm going to lift. So all this is like preparation so that when I actually lift, it's ready to go. Okay, so the same principle as with the hands, you do with the feet. So shall we do that? Just yes. From the first one to the second one, and then we'll do them both together, okay? So I'm going to do it in your direction just so you can see better. So if I'm at the left standing one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step back. Okay, well, let's see. If I'm at okay, I'm here. I'm going to step back and flatten my hand and turn this one so the fingers are facing forward, right? As I step back, I'm going to turn this front foot. My hips are going to go to the corner. Then as I stand up, I'm ready to go. Okay, so from the side, if I were starting from left, okay, then I flatten, I turn this one. Well, actually, when I'm here, I just step first. Then as I flatten my foot, I turn my hands and get ready. So here, can you see? I'm doing this. Then one up, one down. Okay, so think of setting up everything first and then standing on one leg, and you'll feel much more stable. Okay, so how about we do those together?
Question.
One after. Yes.
When you lift either leg, I see you end up a little bit like this. Is it
Yes.
like this, not like this?
It's like this. All your standing ones are like this. Okay, because your foot protects your knee and your leg protects your crotch.
Oh, okay. That's new.
So,
That's good to know.
So that's why, like even when you're kicking, before and after a kick, you always start and end with this position. Yes, my knee is facing forward, but the shin part is kind of turned to protect.
Okay.
Okay. So I will do it this way. Okay, so let's say that you are here at single width. You turn, you do snake creeps down. Then you come back up and you turn the back foot so that it looks like single whip again. Then you're going to turn the left foot and pull. Then you're going to start moving your way forward. So you shift your hands so that they are lined up. And then they're ready to come up and down. Then you step back so that your heels will be one line, two sides. Then as you flatten your foot, you get your hands ready, flat hand here, fingers facing forward, and you turn your left foot so it faces that way. And your hips are now lined up correctly. Then you stand up. Okay. Does that work better? I felt I didn't explain too well last time.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
important details there that I didn't get before.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that everybody got their hips turned correctly before they stood up, because otherwise it puts stress on your knee if you're not lined up with your foot. You know what I'm saying? So make sure hips lined up with your foot. And when you're standing on one foot, that's the ultimate back foot, right? Okay, now when you did this one, what you did was and you were here, when you stepped back, you didn't step back very far, okay? And the reason is you're standing up, and your next move is also a one leg stand, right? So if you step back really far, it just makes it really hard for you to stand up. The next move, you are going to have to step back farther. The next move is repulse monkey. And what you're going, yes.
Could you Could you do that back step facing the camera so I see the one line to side?
Okay, so if I'm here,
Yeah.
let's see, go back further. When I step, I'm stepping here. So
Okay.
that when you see when my 2 feet and when my heels come down, it's one line, two sides.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. Now, when you did repulse monkey in the second section after fist under elbow, right? And it's a little different from this on this one, because when you were doing fist under elbow, okay, what happened was you were already down. Remember, when you do the form, what happens is once you do your left ward off, you're supposed to stay at that level the whole form except for when you stand up. Okay, which means that your knees are bent. Okay, just like when we were doing cloud hands. Remember when you did cloud hands? Look at my shoulders. My shoulders are at the same level. And the reason they're at the same level is that my knees are taking up. I do not go da 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 da, you know. So same thing for repulse monkey. You do not do this. Okay. It's like if you were at, you do not go da, da, da. Okay. Don't do that. So when you did it from fist under elbow, this leg is already bent, right? So when you came back, it was relatively easy for you to stay at the same level because you had one bent leg, right? In this case, you're coming from a standing position. So you must bend your leg before you step back. Otherwise, you will not step back far enough. So if you're here, you're going to have to, and then come back. You're going to have to bend your leg, your standing leg, and then go back. Okay? Because if you look at it, if I come back here and I'm standing, I can only go that far. But if I bend down, I can go farther, right? It's the same principle as when you have a, bow stance, your stance, how far you can, your stride, the length of your stride depends on how low you go. So
Rita,
I want you, what?
Sorry. How exactly, I know it's supposed to be farther, but how far is it actually, that stride for repulse monkey?
It just depends on what your normal stride is. In other words, when you did left ward off, okay, you set your stride.
Okay.
You just did it forward, okay?
Right.
Now you're doing it backward,
Okay, oh, okay.
okay? So think about you're going backward. Also, the difference is when you did left ward off, you're doing a bow stance. This one is one line, two sides. Okay, so when you end up here, when you step back, you're going to have to bend and then step. And then you can stay at the same level. Can you see?
Yes.
So that's the trick on that one.
Yes.
The third section has a lot of repeat of things that are like the second section,
Yes.
but little transitions and little little differences. But the next part is exactly like. So when you came from here and you come down, 1, 2, 3, and then it's diagonal flying, right? Just like the second section,
Yes,
okay?
yes.
So we're going to end up doing a whole bunch of repeats until turn body chop with fist. Okay. So I'd like to go through it with you because I want you to learn the sequence. Okay.
Mhm.
So if we do let's do snake creeps down and the 2 golden roosters one more time, and then we'll keep going. Okay.
Yes.
So you're at single whip, turn, snake creeps down, then come up, grab, left, step, flatten, turn, come up, sit. 1, 2, 3, diagonal flying. Raise hand, step forward. Pull in, push off the ball of the right, root the right heel, come together. White crane spreads its wings. Turn your hands, pull down, all your weight is on the back. Circle, step and close, turn. 30% as you separate. Left brush knee. Turn your hands. Swing, step, brush, strike. Needle at C bottom. Yield forward, pull in the back foot. Pull back, push off the heel of the front foot. Change your footwork, sink down. Fan through the back. Come up, attach, step, and separate. Make sure that you are upright. This was one of the stances where you're upright. Then, just like turn body chop with fist, turn, except at the end, you open your fist. Okay?
Open the fist. Oh, open the fist turn. Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm so it's like a flower, except it's rather nasty actually, because this is poking someone in the eye. So so I'd like to make sure you get the timing right for turn body chop with fist. A quick review here. I'm going to do it basically 180 degrees so you can see it. So if you're finished with fan through the back, what I want you to think about is this is pressing down. It's slightly circular, but I want you to get the feeling of pressing down. So as this one presses down, the other one blocks Okay, so this is protecting your head. And your footwork is 135 degrees, so you're toward the corner. As you shift all your weight back, I want you to make your fist. Okay, then so when you're here, as your hand comes to your shoulder, you're chopping and opening. So that's how the coordination works. Okay, so here you're making this almost circular motion. Then you make your fist. Then left goes to the shoulder. So the way the footwork is you're making a bow stance, but your weight is at an empty stance when you're chopping or opening your fist. So regardless of whether you're chopping or spitting out your tongue, the timing is the same. So when you're here, you make your fist. When you step, your arm is pretty much vertical. And you're putting 30% on the front. So this feels like an empty stance, but you make it into a bow stance when you do your strike. Can you see what I'm saying? The footwork is a bow stance, but it's like a two-part. The first half of it is an empty stance. And then when the strike comes, it becomes a bow stance. Any questions on that?
This is chop with fist, right?
This is called snake spits out its tongue.
Oh, okay. So this is not.
It looks just like chop with spits, except you open it up. That's the only difference.
And this one is the same in the senior form. After single whip, there is.
In the senior form.
Yeah.
Yes, in the senior form.
Only you're coming from.
Only you're coming from single whip instead of here. You're coming from here. And the thing that's funny about that one is when you're coming down, you make your fist from a hook hand.
Right.
So that's the difference. But yes, in principle, it's the same thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So in the second section, after you do, you have parry, block, and punch. But the difference here is that when you did it in the second section, you had this. You have a fist here. So that when you do parry, block, and punch, you're starting with a fist. Here, because you opened it up, you're going to do a parry, block, and punch like the first section, where you, let's say if you were here, you come down with an open hand and you make your fist as you come down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the difference. If you have an open hand, you have to make the fist. In the second section, you had a ready-made fist. Okay?
So you're saying that the chop with fist is the same as the snake spits out his tongue, just keeping the fist all the time on the right hand.
So so the difference is because you opened with snake sits out its tongue. Then you essentially, when you have to do parry, block, and punch, have to close it again in order to get that.
So
parry.
parry, block, and punch is the next movement in both sections. That's because
Yes.
I'm still not there
Yes.
in the second section, so that's why I'm
Right.
asking.
Yes. The next move is parry, block, and punch. The
Okay.
only difference is the transition. One, you have to make a fist. The other one, you already have a fist.
Okay.
Okay. So, a reminder for parry, block, and punch. Let's say that you have opened fist. Okay. When you come up and then you make your fist, make sure after you make your fist, you are going to turn it toward the back. Okay. Turn it toward the back. And then you're going to parry with this part of your arm. So it is diagonal as opposed to a chop. So when you did turn body chop with fist, chop, you see how vertical this is? When you do parry, block, and punch, you come down and you parry. So this is diagonal. Okay, the different hand shape. And then punch.
So at the beginning, did you just bring up your hand like this?
So in the beginning, you so what happens is you essentially do a circle. You do this circle and then pull down, right? So when you're at the bottom, you're going to circle up top. So it's kind of like, remember when you were at Embrace Tiger, Return to Mountain, you had this circling type motion.
Yeah.
Okay, so here you have a circling type motion and then you pull down. Okay. So then it's pretty much, let's see how far we go. Okay, so if then so, and then after this, just like the second section, you're going to do a Chengfu transition to grasp the bird's tail. So it's this. So you turn your left foot to the corner and ward off. It looks like ward off left, but you have this fist with the fist eye facing diagonally. Then you pull and have the downward ward off, and you close to right ward off. So your transition is that after you do parry, block, and punch, you turn the left foot and left hand goes to ward off. Right hand, the fist eye faces the middle of the left forearm. Then as you shift your weight forward, pull with the left, ward off with the right, come in, step and close, right ward off. And that's how you get into grasp the bird's tail. Okay. So
Okay.
I think of the Chengfu move as like a modified left ward off, like a short left ward off.
What does Chengfu mean? Is there a meaning?
Chengfu means step up.
Oh,
It just means should step up. But
But it's a movement by itself in the form, or it's just a transition?
it's just, this is considered a transition move because here essentially you're doing like a modified left ward off so that you can get into right ward off and
Okay,
the rest of your aggressive bird's tail.
okay.
Okay. So after that, you're going to go into aggressive bird's tail and single whip, right? And then cloud hands.
oh, oh.
So, well, we'll leave that to next time. Because after cloud hands, you're going to end up doing a high pad on horse. And then we're going to have another new move, which is
Okay.
a very tiny new move. Okay, so how about we start at single whip and then do snake creeps down, golden rooster, and then everything up to single whip again. Okay, so if I start with single whip, I do snake creeps down, golden rooster stands on left leg, right leg, repulse monkey, 1, 2, 3, diagonal flying, raise hands and step forward, push off the ball of the right, root the right, and come together. White crane spreads its wings, turn your hands, pull down, all the weight is in the back, circle your arms, step and close, turn, open, left brush knee, turn your hands, swing, step, brush, strike. Needle at C bottom, yield forward, pull in the right foot, come back, push off the left heel, change your footwork and sink down. Fan through the back. Come up, step and strike. Turn body and snake spits out its tongue. Press down, circle, make your fist, chop and spit out the tongue and strike. And then it moves back. Parry, block, and punch. Down, step, parry, block, punch. Chengfu and right ward off. So pull with the left, ward off down with the right, step and close, right ward off, roll back, rotate your arms, move to the corner, back, pull in the right, attach the left, foot press, and push, square up your shoulders, flatten your hands, come back over a ball, hands in front of your chest, push to shoulder level, single whip, shift back, flatten your hands, turn and pull all the way around, press down, ward off with the left, took hand with the right, standing ward off, step, deflect, strike. Okay,
Yes.
so the next time we will, well, maybe we'll start and do that so that you have another review of Snake Creeps Down and the two golden roosters. And then we'll move on. How about that?
Great.
Okay,
Could we
Any questions?
once more the transition between Snake spits out his tongue and Perry block and punch
okay,
that transition?
okay. So I'm going to do it this way.
Thank you.
You see what I mean by the circling,
Right.
and it makes it smoother. Okay,
Yes. Thank you.
okay. So if there aren't any more questions, I will close class.
Have a quick one.
Yes, yes.
Maybe I forgot when we saw that, but on the horses, wild horses main.
Yeah,
You say that in the transition between the three ones, there is one of the legs is one of the arms is a ward off, and the other one, when you're doing that,
right.
this, how do you call what each arm is doing
Okay.
during that transition?
Okay, so if I'm here,
Mhm.
so I'm coming down, step and close and open. Now, what I'm going to do for my transition is I'm shifting back. In the traditional form, you move your leg out a little bit, but we don't want you to move it too far, so you just put it back in the same spot. But as you move your leg forward, you pull with the right and
Okay.
ward off down with the left.
Okay.
Then, as your weight comes in and you pull in the left foot, step and close.
And your gaze goes to the
Your gaze
back.
goes past your elbow.
Okay.
Think
right.
of looking past your elbow.
Okay.
And then you open. And then the same thing here.
Okay.
Pull, ward off down. Come together, step and close. Turn and open.
Great. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, and the transition to Aggressive Bird's Tail is different between this one and Fair Lady.
Right. Yeah. I
Okay,
did get that one. Mhm.
okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming to class. And I'll see you next week.
See you next
Thank
week.
you very
Good.
much.
You.
Thank you.
Bye, all.
Okay.